don't, because you really can't. Okay, we're live. um, Welcome to So Get This, everybody. I know it's been a while, and Raven's decided to video bomb us early and eat seaweed in my ear. And I'm very excited. We have a very special guest today. This is Elizabeth, and she's also known as the Little Pop. And Raven decided to video bomb us early and having to mute my others. Yeah, there we go. Now we're good. Now it's a party. All right, so welcome, Elizabeth. How are you?
I'm good. I'm really excited to get to talk about my pops and also a little bit of supernatural as well.
We are so excited. There was some excitement going on Twitter the other day with you and Samantha Smith.
Yes, she is absolutely lovely. And I'm so excited that she wanted my John and Mary. That just makes me feel really good about what I do. And I think they just reached California yesterday. So hopefully we'll get to see some pictures soon.
Oh, totally. Oh, I'm so excited for you. Yeah, Samantha Smith is so incredibly supportive of the creative fan community. And I'm so happy for you that you had an opportunity to share your work with her. I can't wait to see the pictures. Okay, so.
Yeah, and she's not the only one that I've gotten to share with either.
Oh,
Catherine Ramdeen has an Alex Jones.
Right.
Yes. Catherine Newton should be getting her little Claire soon. It's there. She just needs to go pick it up. And Emily Swallow, I sent her an Amara. And she's been really, really supportive of both the workshop and my blog. Shoshana Stern has an Eileen Leahy that I made. And her note on Twitter to us about it was just the sweetest thing ever. I loved it, about how her daughter reacted to getting the pop. So it's amazing. It's amazing how many people are just loving what I do.
It's something, right? I mean, it's very moving. Who are you waving to? Oh, you're waving to Mishi? Oh, okay. My friend Mishi has joined. Hello, Mishi. Okay, so let's get this party started. Oh, actually, before we get the full party throttled out here, I just want to let y'all know I will be announcing the winner of the MinCon contest towards the end of the show. And also, we will be having a trivia contest where the winner of the trivia question will receive
a 15% off coupon to the Little Pop Workshop. Good on any pop in our shop.
And what happens when they buy a pop in your shop?
If you purchase a supernatural custom pop between now and August 20th, 2016, you will be entered to win a little Cassifer. This is a one-of-a-kind pop that I'm making. I'm not going to make another one. Misha Collins himself will not get one from the workshop. So that's how exclusive this is.
So stay throughout the whole show. You never know when we're going to start this trivia contest, and you got to be in it to win it. All right. So tell us about your shop. What inspired you to start your creations?
It really started, I also run a blog called Little Castiel on Tumblr and other social media platforms, and the shop kind of emerged from that. I started making characters that I really loved for that blog. I started with Gabriel and Chuck and Claire, and it just kind of grew from there to making more and more characters that I loved. And then I started noticing that people were responding and saying, you know, where did you get that? How do I get one? And the shop kind of became an idea from there, and it kind of just stayed in the back of my mind that this would be a really cool idea to make these available. And I'd seen that other customizers were doing kind of the same thing, and I just thought their work was amazing. And I thought, hey, why not try it? If I sell one pop, it'll have been worth it. And I am just continually amazed by the support that I've gotten since then.
What would you say your most popular pop is?
Right now, it is our casket set which is two characters from the ABC show Castle, which unfortunately recently ended, and I'm really sad. It is Detective Catherine Beckett and Richard Castle, and they are sold together as a set. They're so popular that now I have to limit how many I make in one batch because they just kept flying out of my shop.
Oh, wow. So how long does it typically take you to make one pop, or does it depend on the design?
It depends on the design, and it depends on my time, really, because I have such a full schedule just besides the workshop. If I get a free day, it's amazing, and I can maybe finish 4 or 5, almost 6 if I'm really, really lucky and really, really fast.
Wow. Wow. What's your favorite one that you like making the most?
I would probably have to say it's my Gabriel. My Gabriel was the first one I ever made. He was my kind of experiment and my foray into making pops. And I've really improved on the design since I first made this little guy.
Yeah, let's see him.
This is our little Gabriel.
Oh.
And I will admit I made some mistakes when I made him the first time around. And it's through this little guy that everything got started. So he's my favorite.
He's the angel on your shoulder, kind of literally. Yeah.
Both him and Kaz.
What would you say, excuse me, what would you say is your most challenging one to make?
The most challenging one that I've made was a Storybook Maleficent. It was a one-off figure that I made through our Little Me listing. I don't have it because obviously it went to its proper home, but it was very challenging because it was made from one of the Marvel bobbleheads, and the trick was trying to figure out how to turn it from a bobblehead to a single solid figure. And that was probably one of the biggest challenges I've had so far, was getting to make that one solid piece. And I think I've gotten better at that because I've done it again with my Javier Esposito figures.
Oh, that's awesome. I've always found that when I am faced with a design challenge like that, a million different good things come out of it. Right?
Yes.
Because it's such a lesson in, you know, stepping out of your comfort zone and just making you think that much harder and get more creative because you're determined to make this work.
Right. And you learn that you learn to think outside the box, honestly, because I mean, I was using tools from the hardware store, which you wouldn't think to use to make vinyl figures, but it worked. And I made a mess, and I learned from making that mess, and my method became more efficient and a lot cleaner.
Yeah, exactly. Over time, you learn how to streamline your process, what works, what doesn't, and it's all trial and error. Do you have other creative outlets?
I have been writing since I was 7. I've always wanted to be a creative writer. I'm currently studying creative writing and editing and publishing to finish a master's degree. So you can tell how this is, sometimes my time gets a little crazy.
I can't even imagine.
But it's been something that I've always wanted to do since I was little. And I find that if I ever am frustrated trying to figure out how to design a pop, sometimes it helps to just step back and just do a little writing, maybe write a couple poems, and then jump back in.
That leads me to the next question, actually, creative blocks. I get them, and they are beyond frustrating, and I was wondering how you dealt with them.
Well, like I said, I deal with them kind of by pursuing another creative field. If I get frustrated with the design and it's just not coming out the way I need it to, it usually helps to just step back and kind of take a deep breath, because I know that I get really frustrated when something's not coming out the way I want. So it helps to step back, and I also try to listen to calming music, which, I mean, for me can be anything from like Train to Rush. It just depends on my mood. But I'm always trying to look for ways to kind of calm down and reevaluate the situation. Because usually if I'm having a block creatively, it's because I don't know how to do something.
Do you find, because for me, it's a little different for me when I have a creative block, it's more like I had this in my head, and when I'm trying to do it, it's just not working. You know, it's different in here than here, and that's what sets me off. And I get beyond. I can't even go to another creative place because I'm so in Hulk mode at that point. I'm like throwing things on my desk and like cursing, and my kids have a very enhanced vocabulary because of me going through creative blocks, and yeah.
Well, I mean, it's not like it works every time. It's not like I can, you know, this figure is just not wanting to go together, so let's go write some calming poetry. Like, sometimes it doesn't work. It depends on how frustrated I'm at. But I know that the more I try to force it, the more it's not going to work.
Yep. That's very true. Oh, we've been joined by Adina, who is a very dear friend of mine, and she's saying, hello, ladies. I made it barely. Nice to see you, Adina. Thank you for hanging. Do you have any, I'm sorry, I had to refer to my cheat sheets. Do you have any advice for aspiring artists that want to celebrate their fandom creatively?
Of course. The first thing that I would say is just do it, honestly, because I know how it feels to sit there and kind of wallow in the what ifs and the maybes and the, you know, what if they don't like me? What if they don't like what I do? So what? You're doing it because you love the fandom and you love what it stands for and you love what you do. So go ahead and just do it. The second thing is, don't be afraid of constructive criticism. It's going to happen. You're going to get those comments, especially if you put it out there. If you're going to get those comments that said, oh, I don't really like that. That's fine. What you do is not for everyone. But what you should learn from it is, okay, maybe it's a matter of my method. Maybe it's a matter of I need to change up how I do it. And sometimes you get those amazing comments where they're like, that's really cool, but you could make it better if you did this. Always treat it like a learning moment. And then along with that, I would say don't be afraid to try new methods. That's something that I've come across in my shop, is I've had to try new media and new tools and new methods because the original ones weren't working as well. As my repertoire kind of expanded and the things that I wanted to make and my ideas kind of got bigger, I had to think of new ways to do it. And I was going to make mistakes. I have probably destroyed a good number of pops and broken pieces off of them because I didn't know what I was doing. Don't be afraid to make mistakes because you're going to learn more from them than your successes, honestly. And then finally, I guess just stick with it, because I know personally, if I had walked away after Gabriel, if I had walked away and just said, I can't do this. It's not working. I can't do this. I would never be sitting here talking to you and have the recognition that I do for what I do. So just stick with it and keep trying.
That's very important. And would you ever consider selling your wares in person, like at a convention? Or
if I could make it happen and it made sense, yes. I have considered it. I've thought about it. There's a couple of local conventions in my town that I've kind of thought maybe it would be cool if I had a table, but sometimes timing and costs just keep you from doing it.
I understand.
But yeah, it's definitely something I would try.
I mean, it would be really cool to try it. And it would be the smart way to get your feet wet is to do it locally at first. And then you can gauge your audience and, you know, build from there. That's how I started doing it. I was living in New Jersey at the time, and I had my first supernatural convention that I worked was in New Jersey, and then I just, you know, figured it out from there. But the reason why I asked about selling in person is because that's also something that has a lot of challenges to it in terms of, you know, you mentioned constructive criticism. And it's also interesting to get the constructive criticism here.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what I was going to add to what you mentioned is that it's very important to have a very thick skin when you're exploring, you know, when you're putting your stuff out there, like you said, you're just putting it out there, and, you know, people are going to respond, they're going to react, and you want them to. And, you know, sometimes it'll be constructive and sometimes it really won't. You know, I've had people come up to my table and tell me, I can do this at home. I don't need to buy it from you. And, you know, okay, you may force me with you. But, you know, yeah. So, I mean, I think it's very important to just, you know, be strong and don't let other people's opinions impact your creativity and your message, but do, you know, be open to taking in constructive feedback, which is different than, you know.
Right, and that's something I've had to learn, not just as a customizer, but also as a writer, is that this is something that you've poured your heart and your soul and your time and your effort into, and you're going to feel attached to it. I feel attached to every figure that leaves my shop, you know, because I put a little bit of myself into every figure that leaves my shop. And, you know, I know that not every time people are going to like what I do. I know that every time that there's going to be someone who's going to come out and say, I could do that too. All I got to do is get some paint in a figure and I can do that too. I can do that in my garage. Okay, more power to you. But I do want to learn from those people who have made mistakes like mine, and we can help each other to improve our work. And that's why I kind of love the customizing community that I've gotten to join through the workshop and through the pops that I've made, is because, you know, we trade ideas, we trade methods, we talk about it with each other, and we learn from each other. And I love that. I love that sense of community.
It's very special. It's an amazing feeling when you find that connection with other people that share the same passions and interests. And I didn't know that a customizable world existed until you just said it.
Yeah.
So do you want to tell me some, about that? How did that happen? How'd you fall in there?
I am part of a group on Facebook called Pop Vinyl Creations. We share ideas and we share pops that we've made. We share in progress pictures. We also just kind of share pictures of our pops doing random things. It's a kind of this fun little area that we can express things that we love, and not feel like we're going to be judged for it, I guess. But I kind of just found them because I was looking for help, honestly, because I was starting with Gabriel and starting with Chuck and kind of getting along this path, and I didn't really know what I was doing. So I was looking for some sort of help. You know, what kind of paint can I use on these? Should I seal it so that the paint doesn't chip? Can I remove the heads? Is that possible? Can I remove the arms? You know, just some of these questions that have come up when you try to customize. And I was looking for someone I could ask these questions to. And I just did some searching on Facebook and I found them, and they've been just a great resource. And they've become, a few of them have become really good friends. So.
That's wonderful. That's wonderful. And, you know, a lot of people have found, you know, for example, I have no problems promoting, tweeting, Facebooking, all social media. You know, a lot of my best friends are jewelry designers, and I'm always constantly promoting their pieces. You know, if my friend Kelsey at Passion Earth Collections puts up a new picture of something, I'm there tweeting it and Facebooking it, and people are like, are you nuts? What's wrong with you? That's competition. Like, we are all, we could all coexist, we're not in competition with each other. We all do our own unique things. And so my question to you is it sounds like the pop community, the customizable pop community, is very similar to that.
From my experience, yes. And I've tried to stay in that vein. On my little Castiel Twitter account, I tend to share other customs that I absolutely love. There's one customizer that I've gotten to kind of know named Powerful Week, Sarah, who I just adore her customs. I think that she does an amazing job, and I'm a little bit jealous of some of the things that she can do. And I love seeing her work and kind of using as a little bit of inspiration for myself, seeing that what she can do and seeing, well, maybe I could try something like that. Would it be something cool? Is that could be the next challenge for me, making my own wings, or, how did she get her paint so flat? Like, she does an amazing job, and I love sharing her work because I think more people should see it.
That would be incredible. We would love to see that. I mean, I don't know. I can't speak for everybody else. I know I tend to stay in a bubble all day and just like, I'm so narrow-minded and focused on what I'm doing. And then once in a while I'll look up and I'm like, oh, there are these beautiful, like that's how I fell in love with your work.
Thank you.
So is the customizable world, does that also consist of things like, there are people out there doing custom amiibos? Like my son Jaden has just started to get into the customizable world, and he wants to start customizing amiibos. I was just curious. That's like a very, so I can slip him some side notes.
Yeah, the area that I'm in tends to be the Funko Pop vinyl.
Okay.
I've seen people doing the mystery minis too.
Oh.
I saw Sarah had painted a couple of those she just did an awesome job. I'm thinking about maybe venturing into other customizable figures. Like I would love to make my own action figures, because I think that would be awesome. Start making them of my favorite characters, like I do with the Pops. So yeah, I mean, there is a wider customizable community that I would like to try to venture into, but right now it's kind of in this little Funko bubble.
Let me ask you this. I know for me personally, I love being approached for custom orders. Something that's not in my shop, and they're asking for something very specific, and it's a design challenge. It's something I've never done before. How do you feel about that?
I love it when people bring me custom orders, because there are times when you kind of, and you probably have experienced this, where as a designer you're kind of in a rut, where you find yourself, you're kind of making the same things over and over again. But I mean, you're glad that people love them. You're excited that people love them as much as they do, but you're looking for something new. You're looking for the next challenge. What am I going to do next? And that's where my custom orders, my little me's, come in. And that's actually how my little me's are what I've sort of become known for before the casket sets, thanks to my very first customer, who's still kind of dear to my heart. That project is still kind of dear to my heart. My very first customer was a man in Italy who wanted me to make a Pops of him and his girlfriend for Christmas. But the thing is that they were living on opposite sides of the country, so they didn't get to see each other very often. So he wanted to keep the Pop of her, and he wanted her to keep the Pop of him. So it was kind of like, I'm getting to play Cupid a little bit. This is really kind of cool. And it was definitely a challenge, because I was having to kind of Frankenstein a little bit with the figure, because I wanted to make it special, because I knew how special this was for him. And I didn't want to do a bad job. But it was definitely a challenge, because it was the first ones I'd ever made for someone else. And I was still kind of green in terms of my skills, but it was a great challenge. I still love that project. But I mean, I've had people ask for pops of their boyfriends, girlfriends, cousins, brothers, husbands, wives, their favorite characters. I've made 2 sets of wedding toppers for people's cakes. So I got to participate in 2 weddings this year.
That's awesome.
Oh. And they turned out pretty well. I mean, they were absolutely adorable. And I felt like I was being given this really important task, even though I know in the grand scheme of a wedding, it's probably not that important. But it was really nice because, you know, this is personalized for them. And I loved being able to give that to them.
That is really cool to be part of somebody's special day like that, you know? And I mean, that's something, that's a keepsake. They're going to have that forever. And I'm going to be hitting you up to make a Cyclops.
Bring it on. I'll do it.
Does he have the picture up? I'm going to have to tilt my computer for a second so you can see my husband's psychosis. Yeah, see, that's my husband cosplaying.
James Marsden?
No, I mean, that's really my husband. He actually kind of looks
really?
like him a little bit.
Awesome. That's awesome.
So yeah, I think I would really like to get him a Cyclops, a movie X-Men Cyclops.
Of course.
Because yeah, I think I know someone who could do the job really well. What was I going to ask you next? Okay, what plans do you have in the future? Where do you see yourself going?
Well, hopefully I will graduate with a master's degree in the near future. I'm hoping to also publish a novel. And in terms of the shop, like I said, I'd like to look at other things that I can try customizing, try and offer more variety of items in my shop. I know that people love Funkos. I know that they do. But like I said, I'm looking for that next challenge. I'm looking for the next thing that I can do. And I think that that might be looking more at like realism in terms of action figures. Because I've seen some sculpts online that have just blown my mind, and I would love to learn how to do that.
That would be very exciting to see you branch into that. That really would. Oh, Adina made a comment saying, you know, she's always asking me for custom orders. Yes, you are. Adina has given me some of the most interesting custom orders. I did fan jewelry for her for, what were those shows? I know I've done, I think Gilmore Girls, right? We've done Gilmore Girls, Friday Night Lights, just shows where you really wouldn't think there's a, like how could you celebrate that in a fan-ish kind of way, but she figured it out, and you know, I'm sure she'll come to you with some very, very unique requests. And that's why we love it.
I mean, why not? I mean, I've made them for, there's a little bit of feedback there. I've made Quicksilver, I've made, I'm making Uncharted figures right now. Someone requested Elena and Victor to go with their Nathan Drake. So I've gotten some variety in terms of what people are looking for. So I'm ready.
Bring it on. All right, so I do have your Etsy shop's address in the description below the video. However, if you would like to shout it out for those who would like to hear.
My Etsy shop is www.etsy.com/shop/little-pop-workshop.
And I do have it pasted below. My address is easier. Why is that? My Etsy shop, because you know I've been on it a lot longer, so now I've noticed the address has got a little bit crazy over the past couple of years.
Right, and I've tried sharing it before. I've forgotten the word shop, and it just goes nowhere.
Well, for anybody watching, the address is in the description, and we will also be tweeting it for the next few days as well. So let me ask you this. Do you have any charities or causes that you're passionate about that you get your art involved with as well?
I don't have any that I get my art involved with right now, but I would love to do something with AKF or Random Acts. I would love to start doing figures to do charity work for that, because I really believe in what they do. And I'm intensely grateful to Jared Padalecki for the AKF movement, for getting it started and opening up that conversation for mental health awareness. I've known people who have suffered from anxiety and depression and ADD and PTSD, and I think that this is something that we really need to talk about, something that we really need to pursue in the same way that we do physical diseases. So I'm really grateful that you started that, and I would love to get involved in that in some way.
Well, I'm actually involved in both Always Keep Fighting and Random Acts. So what we can do offline is I can definitely give you some advice on how to pursue it and to do it. I'm always very, I always stress, and my friends of my, like Ann Kern, for example, House of Darkly, she and I are very passionate about the Always Keep Fighting campaign, for example, and making sure that people out there are so many people out there using Always Keep Fighting, and many of the people have good intentions, but there are some that don't. And it's very important to, as a business, align yourself legitimately set up to do that, so that your reputation, you know, is not harmed by what other people are doing.
Right.
I mean, I can't even describe. I'm sure if you went on Etsy right now and just Googled Always Keep Fighting, you would find so much contraband, it's not even funny. So I will be more than happy to give advice on how to do everything where you know it's going to work out beautifully for you, and you'll be helping a lot of people. It'll be great, and I'm excited. If you're cool, you know, I'm totally excited to have that conversation.
I would love to have that conversation, because this is a movement that's become near and dear to my heart. And I would love to, even in a small way, help out. Absolutely.
Absolutely. And I was going to say something, and I totally lost my train of thought. There we go. Yeah, I didn't have enough coffee today. But what I was going to say is that I think that any contribution, you know, no matter how small, is still, you know, building up to something amazing. And, you know, it's so nice to hear other people like yourself who want to give of themselves into these other causes that are really important and dear to so many people. Have you been to a supernatural convention?
I have not yet, but I'm really excited because I'm getting to go to the last Houston one in January for my birthday.
That's awesome.
So
I will see you
I'm
there.
spoiling myself a little bit.
Hey, you need to. You totally need to do that. And the reason why I ask is because the Always Keep Fighting community, it's amazing online, you know, but when you see these people in person and you get to connect face to face, it's such a powerful moment. It really is. And that's why I ask you, if you are planning on going to a convention, you know, definitely seek out the tables where, you know, people come together to talk about that. It's amazing.
Well, it's also been great because I've experienced it outside of the supernatural conventions. I've run into people who are part of the movement at other conventions that I go to, and I'm friends with a couple who own a rebuilt Impala, who at every convention that they do, they try to promote AKF and attitudes in reverse, and try to get more and more people involved in the conversation.
Yeah. Attitudes in Reverse is also a group that is near and dear to my heart as well. And, you know, we do all the conventions together, and, you know, they're like a little family. We're all like one little family, the Vendors Room crew. And I'm sorry, when you said Impala, what kind of Impala did you say?
A 1967 Chevy Impala.
Oh, okay. I thought you said a different colored Impala. Like, what color would it be?
No. I got to meet them at Comic Palooza a couple years ago, and I'm a huge fan of the show, and I think that the car is absolutely beautiful. And so when I saw that they had one at a convention in my hometown, you better believe that I was there to see the Impala. And I did an interview with the two of them, and we just started talking, and it was amazing. It was amazing the work and the love that they put into this car, and I love that they've turned it into a positive vehicle for getting people into the conversation about mental health awareness.
There's a few, I'm trying to think. I'm trying to think if I know the same people, because I know a good friend of mine has a 67, but I don't think,
They call the car Renegade.
I'm sorry?
They call the car Renegade?
Oh, no, it's not who I thought it was. Oh, well, but
they're still great people.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. All right, so we are actually, I'm going to ask you this next question first, and then we'll do the trivia. All right, stranded island, right? So you're on a stranded island. And I had to make modifications to this question because everybody was always wishing for Castiel or Gabriel to zap them off the island. No. Okay, so this island has a force field around it where everybody's powers are useless. No mojo for anybody. I don't care what you are. I don't care if you're God. No, you have nothing. Who would you choose to be stranded on this island with, and why?
I have to think about it just for a second. I think I would pick Sam. Actually, because he's resourceful. He's done all manner of research on all sorts of weird stuff, so he would know what to do. He's also like physically intimidating.
True.
So he'd be able to scare off whatever shows up.
And he's also tall. He can reach the coconuts.
Exactly. He's taller than I am. So yeah. And I think I would be able to hold a really intelligent conversation with him, and that I think if I'm going to be stuck on an island with somebody, it might as well be someone I can talk to.
That's a good point. That's a very good point. That's a good choice. I've heard some interesting choices. I like your choice. Okay. Oh, Adina says, oh yeah, it was Friday Night Lights. No, Friday Night Lights and Gilmore Girls. Thank you, Adina. And she said she has some ideas for you. So Adina is going to be contacting you. So what I wanted to do is I just wanted to make a couple of quick announcements, and then we can do our trivia question. Okay, announcement number one. Let me just do, okay, so announcement number one. I know I had said that I was going to be announcing the winner of my contest for a $50 gift certificate because you all completely pestered and annoyed Samantha Ferris on Twitter to see if she would do an interview with me. I'm actually not announcing the winner today because contest is going on through 8:15, so I will be announcing it after 8:15. So go and please continue to pester Samantha Ferris and tell her that I love her and you would like to see her interviewed by me on So Get This. Hashtag it So Get This so that I can find it. Or if you could email me, eldwin@yahoo.com, with a screenshot of your tweet, and then you'll get entered for a chance to win a $50 gift certificate. That is announcement number 1. Announcement number 2 is MinCon, the Min Contest. The person that I'm about to announce will be winning a free general admission pass to MinCon, which is happening August 11th. From some of us, and August 12th for the rest of us, something like that, because I always get there the day before. So whatever day August 11th is for me. The winner is Melody McCormick. So Melody, you have 48 hours to contact me. My email address is eldwin@yahoo.com. Let me know if you will be able to travel to Minneapolis and secure your own travel costs and lodging and all that other good stuff. And if you are, then congrats. If you're not, I will pick another winner, but I need to know within 48 hours. And I have 2 runners-up that will be receiving one of my newest designs called Fight the Fairies. And those winners are Susan Anna Booz, who is a lovely woman that lives in Europe. And the other runner-up is Ali Sawicki. So Adina, please tell Ali that she has also won a free necklace. And that's all I have to say about that. And now, Elizabeth, do you want to do the question too?
Sure.
Go for it.
Okay. So, with the announcement of Rick Springfield joining season 12 as Lucifer, that makes him the 4th General Hospital actor to star on the CW show. Who are the other 3?
So the first person to list the 3 other actors who have also been on or who have been on both Supernatural and General Hospital, in addition to Rick Springfield, will receive
a 15% off coupon to the Little Pop Workshop.
And if you buy a Supernatural pop, you will be entered for a chance to win
an exclusive Little Cassifer pop that will not be made again. I stress this again, Misha Collins himself will not have this pop.
I call those, when I do things like that, I call them my one-hit wonders. And yeah, so you will have a chance to win a one-hit wonder. I'm excited to see what it looks like, actually.
I can actually get him if you give me 1 second.
Go, go, go. Get it, get it, get it, get it. Oh, and we can see the other pops behind you. I see Billy and Claire and Alex. I feel like I'm on the Magic Garden right now. I see Star Trek. If
I'm
you
gonna
know
hold on
the
for a
Magic
second
Garden,
so
then
you
you're as
can
old as I am.
hold on for a second so you can marvel.
Yeah, I see. Oh, wow. Ooh, is that Daryl? Oh, wait, no. I can't tell.
Which one are you looking at?
I'm looking, okay, so Star Trek, we've got.
Yeah, so Sam, Dean, and Kaz.
Yeah.
And
then,
Ruby's next to Kaz.
I'm sorry?
Ruby's next to Kaz.
Oh, okay. And who's next to Sam?
That's Jody.
Oh, okay.
Jody
Okay, because it's towards the edges of my screen, it gets blurry, so I'm not able to see the features very well. But I've seen the other pictures of that. I love her. Look at her! Can you make one with her sticking up her middle finger?
I can try, but with the
That would
hands,
actually
it's
be
a little
Kim,
difficult.
right? That wouldn't be
Yeah,
Julia.
that wouldn't be Jody.
That would be Kim. Oh, that's
hold
a
on.
question. Would you do cast members?
If they asked me to, I would. I would do cast members.
Oh, okay. Oh, well,
Because
no, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Hmm?
Adina
because
has
I
an
love
answer.
the Metamisha.
Ah, very cool. Okay. Yeah, yeah. Adina came up with answers you and I didn't. She
wow.
came up with Matt,
Okay.
Sebastian, James Patrick
Yes.
Stewart, but she also said Jamie Ray Newman. I don't know who that is. Forgive me, Adina.
No.
And she said Dee Wallace.
I didn't know Dee Wallace was on General Hospital.
I didn't know that either, but either way, I mean,
That's fantastic. I love Mildred.
Right? And I'm retiring her design this week, actually. I made a piece called Mildred's Sunset, and it's sunsetting this week. She was in the episode Trial and Error. Are you referring to Jamie Ray Newman, or because I'm so confused. I don't know who Jamie Ray Newman is, and I feel like I should. Yeah, well, anyway, congratulations, Adina. You've won. She's gotten all the other answers right, too. So you gave us not only the answer, you schooled us, too. Because actually, Elizabeth schooled my ass. I was just going to say Matt, and, that was it. And she's like, no, Sebastian's on it. And, Dick Roman's on. I'm like, what? I had no idea. So
well, he just joined with Matt, so
right.
pretty recent.
See, well, I used to watch it when Rick Springfield was on it, so that's how old I am. I wanted to be Jesse's girl. I was.
Can you imagine though? Dean has to make that joke in season 12.
It needs to happen. It totally needs to happen.
It writes itself.
I'm sorry?
It writes itself.
Yes.
Probably.
And I only learned yesterday that he's actually going to be Lucifer. I had read that he was just going to be like one of his minions or something, but he's actually going to be Lucifer. I am like,
well, that makes sense. As much as we love Mark Pellegrino, his vessel is stuck in hell.
Yeah. Very true.
So it's going to take a little effort to get it out of the cage. So why not go into an aging rock star?
Now, is he going to be Lucifer as Rick Springfield or Lucifer as an original character? Like
that will be the thing we'll have to see.
I don't know how I feel about this. I don't care. I just get to watch Rick Springfield, whatever. That makes me happy. What else was I going to say? Let me see. Back to my cheat sheets.
Well, I actually have Cassifer in my hand.
Oh, let's see.
Now that we're speaking about Lucifer. His wings glue is a little wet, so hold on.
Oh, look how beautiful he is. That's awesome.
Yeah, the coat is actually hand molded, so that's why he is one of a kind, only going to be made once.
I can totally.
I think he turned out pretty well, and I'm pretty excited to see who's going to get to take him home.
Well, that is so cool. So everybody watching, the link to Elizabeth's shop, Little Pop Workshop, is in the description. And if you purchase a supernatural inspired piece, you will be entered in a chance to win Cassifer, which is in Elizabeth's hands right now, that no one, not even Misha Collins, will get his grubby mitts on. That's
not
it.
Even if he begs me.
One and done. So even if he begged you, like, pretty please begged you, cherries on top and marshmallows.
No, I believe in my word, So my word says not even Misha. Sorry, Misha.
All right, yeah. We'll console him. We will console him. Okay, so now, what is this? Okay. Oh, that was the answer to the trivia question. Like, I can't make out my own writing. It's pathetic. So, all you need is
music.
And what's your? I know you said it depends on your mood. What was your mood today? What were you listening to today?
I was listening to a little bit of Fall Out Boy and Gavin DeGraw and Train on the way home.
Oh,
it does. I range from the classic rock, like some of my classic rock songs may put Dean Winchester to shame, to more alternative stuff from like within the last 10 or so years.
That pretty much sounds like my range. You know, very classic rock all the way. Even I dabble in alternative and then, you know, there's punk and hard rock and stuff like that. But yeah, we're here. We're here. Got you. Today was a Guns N' Roses kind of day for me. But wow. So do you have any final words of wisdom for our audience?
I would just say to do what makes you happy. Honestly, making these pops has made me, they've made me so happy because I get to make other people happy. Whether it's someone awesome like Sam Smith or just a customer who just wants their favorite character to have as a keepsake on their desk, I get to make someone happy. So my words of wisdom would be to just find something that fulfills you and do it.
Very, very important and very well said. Very well said. That can never be stressed enough. When you believe in something strong enough, you'll make it happen, and don't let other people try to talk you out of doing something that's so meaningful to you. And
or don't let yourself talk you out of it, because I'm the worst at that. You wouldn't believe how long I deliberated on opening my shop before I finally just said, you know what, just do it and see what happens.
That's amazing. That's so important too, to have that conversation with yourself and not let yourself bully yourself out of something that could be amazing. Yeah, you're right. You're right. That's, you know, I interviewed Lisa Berry about a month ago or so, and she was saying that every day you should have a conversation with yourself that makes you feel like you're having a conversation with your best friend. That's how you should treat yourself. And you just reminded me of that quote because it goes hand in hand. So yeah, and you know, when you feel that way about yourself, you're even more destined to success because you're supporting yourself, you're being encouraging to yourself, and you should follow what you truly feel. And when you do,
right. And if
you have a little pop workshop.
Yeah, and if you can't be supportive of yourself, then how can you expect other people to be supportive of you? When you think of it that way.
Very true. And it affects the quality of the work that you do also. It really does. And I am just so excited because yes, I am officially commissioning you, and I will put in my request through Etsy to have my custom Cyclops done, and I'm sure I'm going to think of more. And Adina said she's got a couple already lined up, so you're going to be busy. And I know you're trying to finish a master's, but priorities.
When am I not busy? When am I not?
And I'm really excited.
Keeps me out of trouble.
I'm sorry?
It keeps me out of trouble.
You'd be surprised. You can get into trouble with this. A lot more trouble with this. Just wait. It'll happen. But I want to thank you so much for taking time out of your very busy schedule to hang out with us tonight and share your beautiful wares. And I'm really, really excited, and I meant it. I'm putting in orders. I know people that are putting in orders, and you know.
I think I just got a message from someone like just now. It popped up on my phone on Etsy, so it may have been somebody who's watching right now. If it is, hi and thank you, and I will answer you as soon as we're done here.
Well, I'm going to let you get to that very important customer. That's awesome. Thank you so much, whoever that is, and thank you for supporting the Supernatural fan art community. I mean, we're just one big family, and you're welcome back anytime. You have a new line you want to show off, you know, give me a holler and we'll set it up.
Awesome, thank you.
Yeah, so it was so lovely to talk to you, and I'm very excited to see, you know, how things develop for you with Etsy and everything else, and to see all the new pieces that come out.
Yeah. Well, keep an eye on Twitter and Tumblr. So that's where I tend to post what I'm working on now. Right now, I'm working on iZombie Pops because that's apparently my newest inspiration. So.
Oh, that's so cool. I made one iZombie piece so far, but that was a while ago, and I haven't pursued it since, and I think I should. You just...
I think you should. I love the show. Honestly, I think that they should do more cross-promotion with Supernatural just because I think it's the same market.
It is.
I think a crossover episode would be amazing if they could ever make it work.
Oh, they totally need to do that. Totally need to do that. I can think of a million crossovers I want to happen, but that one makes a lot of sense. The ones I want don't make sense, but at least to other people. But to me, they would. You could, you know, have them, you know, do Star Trek, things like that, but I don't think that would work. Well, on the big screen. But if people, you know, spliced footage together, it might work. But yeah, I'm just rambling now. I obviously clearly did not have my caffeine intake that I needed for the day. But, oh, Adina is saying, thank you, Elizabeth. I love your pops. Can't wait to add to the Little Pop family. She has little Jimmy. She has a and little Jimmy goes everywhere. I'll have to send you a picture. She had taken a picture of him on my table at a convention, and I had a Castiel inspired charm bangle that I had made. So he's standing in the middle of this bangle. I'm like, wow, it looks like it could be a hula hoop for him. And I don't know. But you should check it. If you go and follow Adina on Twitter, or Adina, you'll follow her on Twitter and then introduce her to little Jimmy. She needs to see little Jimmy. The Adventures of Little Jimmy. It's a sight to behold.
Well, we have the big adventures of little Castiel, so I'm sure Kaz and Jimmy would get along just fine.
Absolutely, absolutely. And I also included all of your contact information as far as your social media. That's all in the links below. If there are things that are not there and you want me to include them, please send them to me, and I'll update the description right away so that everybody can contact you in every way possible. And oh, she says she already follows you, and that she's going to be sharing the link for Jimmy's page. Yay!
Awesome.
So, Elizabeth of Little Pop Workshop, you're amazing, very inspiring, and I'm grateful to count you as a friend. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you so much. Thank you for having me. I mean, this has been a great experience.
I'm glad you think so. Thank you. I enjoyed it too. And not usually, sometimes I think I send people running, screaming for the hills, but I don't think you're there yet, so we're good. but thank you again so much, and thank you all for watching. And all of Elizabeth's information, her shop and her contact information and social media information is in the description. And please give her a shop a look over and a custom order request or something she's already made. Support your fan community. And thank you all for watching, and congratulations again to all of our winners. And I will post the winners information also on my Facebook page Facebook.com/Elwyn's Fantasy, so people can look back if they've missed anything. And good night. So have a great night, Elizabeth. Thank you so much.
Thank you. You too.
Okay, take care and goodbye, everybody. Thank you.